Peacemaker, Season 1, Episode 5, titled Monkey Dory. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, grinders and grindettes. I go by the name of the Black Abstract if you're new to the channel. If you aren't new and you've been rocking with me like my boy Quentin Baptiste, I want to give a big salute. I appreciate each and every one of you. Channel is constantly growing with subscribers. We had 2,080. I was at 2,000 at the top of the year, so it's just consistently growing, and I appreciate everybody who takes the time, watch, comment, shares, everything, you know what I mean? I just did a rap recap to Power. If y'all ain't checked that out, check it out on my socials at the Black Abstract. You can see it here. Black Abstract, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, I did a freestyle recap, just the whole last episode of Power. Something new I'm gonna try. I want to do one of the Ozarks next. Just something new. I think I've been getting a good reaction, so I'm gonna check it out. But forget all that. Let's get to the real reason why we here, and that's for Peacemaker, man. Listen, I understand a lot of people do not like this show. It's not their sense of humor, but I know it's a good show because my girl doesn't really like to watch TV, and when she does watch something and I'm watching it and she's entertained and laughing at it, I know it's good. It's good comedy at least. And that's one thing that Peacemaker give us a lot of is comedy. Episode starts off, Peacemaker's in a funk. He's down, he's depressed. And I think it's due to the fact that his pops is locked up. As much as how toxic that relationship is, at the end of the day, that's still his pops and he loves him. So he's very, very upset about it, or maybe just the way life is, and they don't really specify, but that's just what I'm gathering. He's messed up by his pops, so he's going through the motions. He's still got that damn butterfly as a pet, and he's feeding him consistently. At first I'm like, is he giving him egg? And then you learn later on in the show that that's what the butterflies feed off of, is that serum. And I'm like, how did he know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they never discussed that before, so how did he know that? But, it's TV. I'm not saying nothing about it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then they all meet up, go on their first mission. In the meantime, his pops is trying to still get out of jail. He's talking to the detective, and he's calling her Lucy Lou, and I'm like, he's something else, man. It's like, you're not supposed to like him, but I like him because that's how I work. I used to work construction. If you work construction, black, white, we talk like that. We talk super crazy to each other. But at the end of the day, it's like a brotherly love. At the end of the day, we got each other's backs out there. No matter what kind of race, color, creed. But we say some of the most, construction workers say some of the most messed up things on planet Earth to each other. Like, our families will never understand. I couldn't even come home and tell my girl half the stuff we say, because she just probably would look at me as a whole different person. But that's just how guys talk to each other. But anyway, they're getting into it, and she's calling him James Blake and all these other names as well. She's giving it right back to him, and that's what I like about her. And I like her ambition. And she's one of those Asians that just always just like, you know what, I should just do the right thing, no matter if I don't like this person or not. So she's taking on the task to figure out if his fingerprints really match the fingerprints that they found, and if so, how did they get changed in the system? And at some point when they're in an episode, I'm like, yo, they have to realize everything that's going on, that it's something bigger than them. This is over their head. They should realize they getting in over their head with all these things that are happening. But it never clicks. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we see that the guys are gather up. They got a PowerPoint presentation. They're talking about how the butterflies get into people's bodies, because that's what I was wondering too. Like, these butterflies are kind of delicate. So in order for them to get in somebody's body, how do they do it? You know what I'm saying? And then they end up in their brain and controlling them from inside. So I'm like, how does that work? But then you see the PowerPoint. They go in through any open hole, gets through the rear, through the mouth, any way they could get. So I don't know if they must be super powerful if they could plow their way. And then it's just a bunch of banter in between that is just fucking gold, like comedy gold. the interactions with Vigilante talking about that's a bigotry. Now you saying they gotta climb through shit, and then Diebeard, Economo or whatever. What's his name? Economy. He's like he's yeah, he's the funniest person on the show to me. Him and Vigilante are like the funniest people, and Peacemaker. Peacemaker is funny too, but I love Economo, his banter back and forth because he don't take it. He dish it out too. So he's like the whole PowerPoint presentation was hilarious. And when John Cena gave that list of people, now John Cena's giving him shit the whole time, and he's kind of like, you know what, dude? I'm sorry, I'm sorry I locked your dad up. Who else was I supposed to do? I was trying to think fast. He said, it's a bunch of people you could have locked up. Ariana Grande, Eddie Murphy. He says Amy Winehouse. He's like, Amy Winehouse isn't even alive. And he gives this whole list. And if you watch the end of the credits, it's a whole nother list that he gives this guy that they don't even show on the TV show. If you haven't watched the end of the episode to the end credits, it's a whole nother list he gives Economy of people. Dude, it's like, yo, that shit had me crying, man. Crying, man. Adebayo was a character. If you watch my first review of this, I said I didn't really. Her character probably was my least favorite, just because I didn't see how she fits in. But as the show has went on, I've just become to love her character because I understand the complexity and understand who she is. She's just a good-hearted person all the way around. You know what I'm saying? She's like a fish out of water. She's new to all this, and you could tell this lifestyle that she's doing is messing with her. You know, she never killed nobody. Now she's shooting people and seeing death and all this. So she come from a whole different background. But that's Amanda Waller's daughter, so that's her eyes and ears. You know, she's doing this favor for her mom, and she is a natural at it. Like even though she's new, she's doing phenomenal for her. This being her first time out, but she's kind of like the heart and soul of the show. Like she's the one that kind of like you. Peacemaker, you need to be nice to him. You need to be nice to her. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't bully and be an asshole to everybody. Because Peacemaker, he remind me of myself. That's how I come off like that a lot to people. If you really know me, you know, it's all good jokes and fun. But a lot of people is just like, well, you're an asshole, and I am an asshole. But I'm a good asshole. I got a good heart. I'm like Peacemaker. Peacemaker has a good heart, and he got a lot of hurt and shit too. And that's how I am. I got a lot of stuff in my childhood and in relationships with my mom and stuff. So, you know, underneath all the exterior, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I love her character. Hardcore Jennifer Holland. I love her character as well. And, dude, she is just, I don't know, something about her. She's just cute to me. I don't know why. Like, every season, I just be like, damn, she cute. Like, she's fucking gorgeous. But anyway, so we see they're going on their first mission 2 hours away to a facility that I guess is the one who makes the serum that these guys eat. And they're all on this road trip, and the banter in between on the road trip about the rock and roll and you know what I'm saying? And I kind of see I watched John Campea, and I kind of see what he was saying about Boba Fett lagging in certain particular areas. But this does the same thing, but their lagging is just humor involved. Boba Fett is a more serious show. So, but it's the same thing. It's like necessary. I think Boba Fett just has necessary character development. You know, it's a character we haven't saw in years. So they're just trying to give you a backstory of how he got to where he is and what happened and how he, you know what I'm saying? I understand completely why they're doing Boba Fett. A lot of people don't like that show as well. And listen, I'm not an easy critic to please when it comes to these shows. If it's trash, y'all know how I am. I'm gonna say it's trash, but these shows are satisfying to me. They're doing a very good job. And anyway, they're on their way to the facility, and just the fucking whack paper scissors trying to get to who's taking Vigilante, who's taking Peacemaker. Vigilante trying to take a chainsaw. That, you know, that's what we saw in the poster with him with the chainsaw. In fact, he's trying to take a chainsaw. She's like, hardcore is super serious all the time. You cannot take this. You cannot take that. Like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. But that whole ride there, like, yo, yeah, the greatest band ever. Is Martin Luther King is on streets? Is that band on streets? I'm like, yo, this is gold. Just comedy gold. We see that Mern is meeting up with some mysterious man, and you know when they left, he said he had to figure out the White Horse situation, who was Peacemaker's dad, and so we see him meeting with this guy, and we learn this guy actually takes over for the sheriff of the station that the detectives work at, and he's just a diversion to make sure White Horse stays in jail so they could complete the mission they need to complete. Anyway, at the facility, fucking Peacemaker gets out, and he has a Caltech KSG, similar to mine. Look at this. This is mine. That's mine. That's me. Same. I got the same gun. John Wick had this in the movie. So if you wonder why he was pumping on times and still had him shot, yeah, this holds 12 shots, double barrel. Well, not double barrel, but 2 slots, 1 barrel. Boom. But you get 12 shots. You got to pump. So yeah, man, Peacemaker had my gun. So when I said, that's a Caltech, that's a KSG, that's my gun. I got that right now upstairs in my room. So yeah, that was dope. So anyway, you know his helmets do different stuff, and he said activate X-ray vision or something like that. And she's like, listen, we gotta be smooth. We're gonna come in here. I'm like, yo, I don't know what they expected to go in there and do. Like, they're just gonna ask questions and with him dressed like that and expect to get I don't know how they was gonna subtly figure out butterflies was there if they had no kind of nothing. They Culver Ops team with $1 billion backing, and they don't have any special enhancements. And the best you can do is give me Peacemaker. Peacemaker's sweet, Vigilante's sweet, but come on, give me somebody else as well. Give me somebody with some superpowers. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. She's talking, and then all you see is your head just explode right off. I'm like, yo, I knew it was coming. When he said activate X-ray vision, I knew, bow. He just knocking everybody off. Bow, bow, bow. She's like, yo, what is going on? What are you doing? He's like, I got X-ray vision. I can see through their brains. They're all butterflies. Yo, he was like laying everything down. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. Like, this episode was so fucking fire. I'm getting amped up. I watched this shit 3 times already. No lie. I would have been down here. I watched this shit at 3 a.m. when it came out. I watched it like at 9, and then I watched it maybe like an hour ago. I'm like, yo, this episode is gold. This is the best episode. We see that the prints don't match up to the dad, so she goes to release him. And then obviously the guy tells her he's not getting released. He's spazzing out, and then she goes to meet with the new sheriff, and he kind of imposes his figure on her and tells her, his prints did match and blah, blah, blah. But she decides to go behind his back and go see a judge who is actually, I guess, her uncle. So she's going rogue. She's like the one lady on Ozark, the one FBI agent who decided to go rogue and take down the cartel when she wasn't supposed to. So I'm like, uh-oh. It's going to be crazy. Next episode going to be crazy. And as we know, and what I don't understand, as we learned in the previous episode, Mern is actually a butterfly. So why would he let them go knock off his whole family, like pretty much his whole race of people? So it got to be something more to him. Maybe he's a good butterfly. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's good butterflies, bad butterflies. We don't know. But anyway, at the facility, Harcourt and Harcourt and Vigilante, they're doing their thing, and they get spotted, and they get trapped in this room with a bunch of butterflies pounding the door, and then inside we see it's a big ass gorilla who is actually a butterfly. This motherfucker talks. He like the gorilla off of the Flash. What's his name? What's the butterfly the Flash got? Or the gorilla the Flash. I said the butterfly. I forget. Y'all know his name. He's in the DC. He's in the DC universe. He's actually in DC universe, but this is a whole different one. And I think Peacemaker might have made reference to him, if I'm not mistaken, because he said he fought a gorilla before. So maybe he was making reference to him. I don't know. You guys tell me. But anyway, he was They get trapped in this room. Peacemaker is just all ready. He got a fucking grenade. Boom. Uh, or a grenade with a missile and blows the whole fucking fraction up. They get inside the room to help them, and they just getting their asses handed to them, like, by this gorilla. They each trying to get shots off of them. But you know, them big ass monsters, they be taking them fucking bullets. Them bullets don't be doing nothing to them right away. You know, maybe slow process, but humans die. Humans die. Like, fucking Peacemaker jumps on his back and try to start punching him. Vigilante stabbed him with the sword. I thought he had him there, but he get tossed around. Yo, when Peacemaker was about to get his shit off, and he initially Hardcore starts shooting, he threw a fucking microwave at her, dude. I was like, oh my god, it's over for her. That shit was hilarious. I don't know why I laughed at that part. He threw a microwave at her, like, with ease, and she said, Ksh. I don't know if it's a microwave. It's something that looked like a microwave. But fucking, they all Peacemaker about to get pounded the fuck out. And I'm thinking, like, damn, why he didn't, when he opened the bag initially, I thought he had a different helmet on. I thought he brought a different helmet with a different use, because that's what I would do. Like, I would just have all my different helmets on, activate Sonic Boom, boom, done with it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why he didn't do that. I know he got the invisibility one. You got to think. He still got the invisibility helmet, which he might use in the next episode, because I saw the trailer for it, and you know, he's surrounded. So he might use that invisibility helmet in order to get out of the cabin when he's surrounded. We'll also see, so they're getting their asses handed to him, and then fucking out of nowhere, Kano with the fucking chainsaw with the save slices right through the fucking gorilla, and just ended him. I'm like, yo, and we learned that butterflies can get inside certain animals now too, so that's something else they gotta look out for. And then Peacemaker was like, you fucking stud. You fucking, like, he had Peacemaker respect instantly. Like, no more dye beard. They get out of there in the truck. They playing rock music. Everybody's happy because it could have been over for all of them. Kano really came through and saved them, because there was nothing they could have did in this situation, I don't think. And fucking, they make reference that they did see a butterfly inside the fucking gorilla's head. But yeah, man, that was a fucking amazing episode, man. And I love the fact that they was getting the they all kind of bonded. You know, Hardcore even came around. She took a picture. She made a group chat with all of them. And it ain't nothing like a near-death experience to bring somebody together. Like, and you see she's trying to open up to the crew, man, and they all listening to the rock band. I thought that shit was amazing, man. Great episode. Kenya, which is Abadayo's girlfriend or wife, are having relationship issues because, like I said, this job is starting to get to her. So she's you know, she don't really know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? And she wants to make sure she's safe. So she's kind of keeping her distance from her. We see once it's ended, she's dropping Peacemaker off. And why don't he drive? Oh, he destroyed his car. But she's dropping Peacemaker off, and he invites her in for a beer. And, you know, Amanda Waller's pressuring the whole episode to plant the diary. We don't know what implication that is or what's that for yet. So we're going to figure that out in the next 2 episodes maybe. And we also see, you know, they're having a beer, and Eagly is in there, and it's just fucking, you know, she finally leaves and she decides she gets cleaned up. And that's another thing too. I'm like, they drinking beers and all this blood and shit is still on them. I'm like, what's going on here? We see that she's driving back to, I guess she went home changed, and then she decides to go to the facility early and see what Myrn is doing. And Myrn is in there working on something. And she decides, I guess, Peacemaker left his helmet there. She puts it on, activates the X-ray, and scanning the room. And she's like, hey, Myrn, you got to see this. And then she sees the butterfly is in Myrn's head, and she gets chased out. He starts doing it. Gets chased out, knocks her down, and episode over. We don't know what's going to happen. So, man, don't think they're gonna get rid of either one of them. But I would hate to see them kill Mern because I do like his character as well. And then, like I said, Abadayo has grown on me. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed. Listen, I covered all the good shit. All other in between shit ain't really matter. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Post your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe if you did like my review, which I hope you did. I know it was a little long-winded, but I like to be very descriptive and detailed in my reviews. And listen, man, if you watch Peacemaker, the fact that you even looked at this video or even clicked on it shows how awesome you are. Like, don't be awesome phobic like Peacemaker said. Don't be awesome phobic. That's not the thing to be. You want to be stellar. You want to be like a grinder and a grandette like my people that follow me. But anyway, like I said, post your comments below. I'm going to be doing a reaction or posting my reaction to the next episode's trailer that I watched. Which looks crazy, man. I'm gonna do a breakdown of that. But anyway, till next time, peace, love, and prosperity. My new video, The Takedown, is out now. Check it out in the description below. Like I said, I did a rat recap to Power. If you watch Power, probably not. If you in the DC shit, you probably don't watch Power. But anyway, peace.